All right. And okay. All right. Sorry everyone, I usually have an assistant on the line with me, but I'm flying solo today, so just getting it all together. But hopefully you can all see my screen. If anybody is not seeing it or not able to hear me, please just chat and I will take a pause and we'll continue going. I think that we are okay, so I'm going to proceed. All right. So Profiles is a very diverse database in that it gives you a lot of opportunities to really narrow down your search and really kind of focus on who you're looking for based on the opportunities that you have to present. So beyond the typical, the year and the specialty that you purchase and your general geographic preference, I just want to highlight a few of the other fields that can really kind of give you a way to think about your search in a different way and kind of maybe target candidates in a different way besides geography or, their residency state or those normal criteria. So first, I want to point out the position type. So this is one of the easiest ways, depending on what kind of opportunity you have to offer, you can filter out physicians that are only looking for the particular position you have to offer. Same with practice type. You can really kind of narrow down with the kind of opportunity that you're offering and make sure that you're only getting candidates that are open or interested in that type of setting. Likewise, community size and language. So these are just good ways that you can, again, if you need to rejigger your search, kind of reattack your search from a different perspective based on the opportunity that you have, you can kind of limit your search to candidates that are only interested or only open to a particular community size. And a good thing is language. I often don't see a lot where you can specifically filter for particular languages based on the opportunity that she has. There's a lot of languages in there. Okay. Hometown. This is one that I want to point out. I don't see people use this too often, but another way to think about your search is that, maybe you don't want to look for people that are already located where your opportunity is available. Maybe you want to try to target somebody that may not be there now, but they, create that sense of nostalgia, invite them to come back to their hometown, or, give them the opportunity that, hey, I know you're not here, but if this was your hometown, maybe you'd be interested in this opportunity. All right. So again, just different ways that you can kind of reapproach your search. You don't have to be so straightforward and so specific regarding your opportunity. We do offer you a couple of options to think outside the box and kind of rethink and retool your search based on specifically what you're looking for. All right, so once our search is complete, I'm just going to go ahead and hit search here. Of course, you get this wonderful list that you can do any of these wonderful options if you want to create mailing labels or do an email list based on whatever your communications tactics are. Those are there. But specifically, when you want to do kind of individual outreach, you absolutely should be going into these individual profiles and just taking note of some of the things that are in here. Now, all of this information comes directly from the candidate's mouth. We have a wonderful team, a great group of people that sit and just call all day and they interview these docs and they get this information not only about their education, but we try to ask some of their personal preferences and things they like and things they're into so that we can give you that information to kind of use it to personalize your contact with them. We find that candidates are much more comfortable. They're much more open to communication if you can kind of get your foot in the door with that little personal touch. If we see here, Dr. Abazid, he is from Florida. He likes basketball, family, friends, kind of typical things. But I can look at my opportunity and the position that I feel would match with Dr. Abazeed, and then I can use that to open the door to talk to him. I can tell him about, how great the basketball team is in the city where, my job is located. Or I can figure out, who are some of the local authors from the town where my opportunity is located, and maybe spark his interest that way. All right, so just, again, a way to use the information, personalize your emails in your context with these candidates. Using the notes, we do try to keep this updated with just little physical notes about their fellowship or anything else that they may happen to mention to the interviewer. We're always going to put that in there. We want you to know about their family life. We want you to try to have as much information about them as possible. And of course, your goal is to always try to relate the info that you find about them in the profiles database to the position that you have to offer them, and just put that personal touch on the communication that you have with them. Okay, get into their educational background, look at where they're from, where they're from, where they prefer to be, why. These are the areas that you want to focus on so that you can make sure you're making that a part of your conversation. Okay. And finally, I just want to reiterate, something that you'll hear me say often. You always want to make sure that before you are doing a communications project, or before you are downloading a new list or trying to gather a new group of contacts, that you're coming into profiles each and every time and rerunning your search each and every time to make sure that you're getting all of the most recent information. We are constantly updating this database with new information, new candidates. So you always want to make sure that, it's not just a one and done. You want to make sure you're coming back in here, make sure you're rerunning your searches, getting fresh lists, getting fresh downloads so that you're getting the latest and greatest information. It's just such a great habit to have, and it's really making sure you get the most out of the database. All right. Are there any questions? Let me just check here. All right. Well, so far, I'm not seeing anything come through. But as I mentioned in the beginning, I will be sending out a recording of this session for you to review. And then, of course, you'll have my contact information. So if anything arises regarding this session or anything else regarding profiles, please feel free to reach out to me anytime. I want to thank you so much for your time this afternoon, and I hope to see you at the next chat. Thank you so much, everybody. Have a great afternoon.